Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with another Pick-a-Pal reading. Yeah, I wanted to do this, what is your heart trying to tell you? I kind of want to just kind of dig a little bit deeper and just try to see what comes to the surface as far as internally, what we may be feeling, as, you know, the collective is what I'm talking about. Just kind of see where our hearts are, largely kind of, when you say heart, you don't mean like your physical heart, of course, but it's more so like the heart center, if that makes sense, to your gut, kind of like your heart center towards your gut, kind of like your gut feeling, or sometimes people could maybe say maybe like your subconscious too. That could be a thing as well, but when I think about the heart, that's what I think about. Like, what was a matter of the heart, or that type of jazz. So it can either be just what's on your heart, or more so like romantic wise, relationship wise, and even friendship wise. It could be something like that too. So it doesn't have to like fit into one little box, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're going to look at today as far as doing this Pick-a-Pal. You should have chosen between 1, 2, and 3. But before I get started, I'm going to get all of my little things out of the way, like the little housekeeping things. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you will continue to come by and consider subscribing to the channel. If you are returning, thank you so much for returning and looking at the video. It means a lot. I am trying to build up a community over here of people who enjoy tarot and oracle card readings, and who like to have their feelings, their own intuition confirmed, as well as get some encouragement and motivation to do the things that they want to do. So hopefully my readings are helping with that for those who are watching. Also, if you are returning, you just kind of happen to come across my video again, but you hadn't subscribed, please go ahead and consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot to build up this community over here. Also, yeah, as you listen along through the video, give it a like. It costs nothing, but it also helps to continue to kind of build up this community over here, as well as motivate me as well to do these readings. And it's not necessarily about the likes, but at least I know that you all are enjoying the readings, if that makes sense, because I really truly do enjoy doing these readings. So yeah, leave a comment if you feel compelled to do so. Share how the reading resonated, if it did, or if you feel comfortable sharing. If not, you can just leave a cute little emoji, just to let me know that you are listening along and enjoying the reading and all that stuff. What else? Share the video. Share it with someone who may enjoy tarot and oracle card readings as well, so that they can come on over here as well. Yeah, so just do all the things. And let's see, noise, hopefully it'll be to a minimum. I turn my air off because it is getting cooler here where I am now. So yay for that. I'm definitely happy for fall season to come on in for real, because I get tired of the heat. I do not like the heat, so this is a welcome change. And I think that's all for the little things I gotta get out of the way. Disclaimers, that's what it is. Get the disclaimers out of the way. I'll try to keep my sniffles and weird mouth noises to myself to a minimum. Hopefully it won't do too much. I also have my cousin's dog here next to me, and sometimes he likes to make little noises as well. So if you hear it, that's what that is. Can't help it. It's the nature of things. But, you know, if things get too loud, living where I live, I will, you know, just kind of stop or just go over something else, and, you know, we just gonna rock out. Okay. So without further ado, we are going to get started. Like I said, you should have picked between pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. If you don't really like to pick, you know, by numbers, I will have emojis on the pictures that you can choose from. You can choose from that, the different hearts. Let's see what else. If you are drawn to more than one pal, that's totally, you know, perfectly normal. You just pick or go with what you know, what you feel drawn to. So if it's one pal only, do that. If it's more than one pal, do that. If it's all 3, have at it, you know. I will enjoy it nonetheless. So, and that means that if you are drawn to all 3, that means that there's a message in there for you somewhere. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull these over here. And I'm going to start with number 1, or pile number 1, or the sort of heart with the arrow going through it. All right. So I'm going to... Alright. Oh yeah, let me make a little note here of when I kind of start. Let's say 7. But that might look different once I actually upload the video, so don't take my word for what I say on here as far as the number timestamps. Just go by what you actually see in the description box. Also, you know, what was I going to say? Per usual, the decks that I'm using will be down in the description box, as well as if you want to, you know, book a reading with me, which I am open for, you can absolutely do that. But it will be down in the description box how to do that. I do not contact people directly for readings. You have to contact me. That's how that goes. So, and we will go from there. But yeah, I'm pretty open, and I have a really good turnaround. It may slightly change because I do start a new job. So yeah, we'll work it out that way. But anyway, so we're getting ready to go through this reading pile number 1, and I'm just kind of looking at the cards. Okay, so yeah, it definitely makes sense, all of these. Okay, so this pile number 1 are my pile of creatives. The first card you have out first is 2 of Cups. And of course the writing is backwards because it looks like this. But, you know, just rock with me. But yeah, 2 of Cups. And right off the bat, you know, it's 2, so that's like duality. It's also about like collaborating and coming together, you know, just to kind of, what am I trying to say? Kind of like coming together, yeah, for like collaboration, partnership. I'm getting the sense that you could be, I don't know, I'm hearing like you could be doing something with a friend, if that makes sense. Maybe doing some kind of collaboration with a friend. And it could be, you know, it could be something that's like creative. I'm seeing like, so for instance, say you do TikTok lives. If you do a TikTok live, you may have a co-host, if that makes sense, and you all may have come up with your prompt together, or whatever it is you're talking about. Any like advice you could give, if you're more so on the giving advice side. or if you're more like an academic, you could be doing that as well, sharing information, and you do it with a co-host. Also hearing podcasts, could be on YouTube as well. Um, hmm, let's see what else I see here. Yeah, whatever the case, whatever it is you're coming into partnership with someone, and this could even be like something at work. Maybe you're doing something with a coworker. Because to me, this person kind of looks a little bit older, slightly older than this person. Not by much, but it just seems like this is more so like the maybe like a boss. You could be working closely with your boss if this is like a work thing. You could be working closely with a boss, and they're kind of, you all are collaborating on a major project at work. Um, but whatever that project is, I can see that it's going to be like super super creative, because especially since you have the sacral chakra that came out, and this is all about like collaboration as well, creating, coming together. Um, Also kind of deals with sexual energies as well. So I don't know, some of you, if this is a romantic thing, some of you could be coming together to create a life. So do with that what you will. But I more so get creativity. During this time, your heart is trying to tell you to be more open to collaboration. If you, maybe that's kind of like a fear of yours, where maybe you what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe some things happened in the past where you were kind of turned off from collaborating with people, because maybe you try to reach out, you try to put yourself out there, and it didn't necessarily work out. So it's almost kind of like you're kind of scorned or burned by that. People have maybe gotten your hopes up with certain things, and then like you're like, oh, okay, and then it just kind of falls through, or either it's like a failure to launch. It doesn't even get off the ground, if that makes sense. So yeah, but more, what am I trying to say? Most likely this is having to do with like your creativity, but also, again, I get the idea of partnership and collaborating with people, and it even could be like multiple people, since you have this card here, and it's called the Seven Sisters Creativity. So this could even be like collaborating with family on something, or sisters as in your friends, your sisters, or sister, whatever. But I also get family members, but also, yeah, like your friend girls, or even guys. Doesn't have to necessarily be just for women. Just take it as it resonates. Apply it where it applies. But yeah, creativity. Like, I just really feel like, I'm also, okay, so like with their dresses and everything, I'm also seeing like someone doing like a fashion show or fashion shows. Okay, so I heard a noise and I had to go see what that was. But anyway, where was I? I was here. But anyway, I feel as though there could be like a fashion show could be significant in a way. Maybe you collaborating on a fashion show project. Maybe this is something that you help design, like yeah, I'm seeing like gowns. So especially with like what they're in gowns. Some of them are in like what do you call it? Skirts, head wear, different like caps, beaded jewelry, especially for as indicated, it's like this on this lady here. And also they have like the cute umbrellas. So yeah, I'm getting like fashion show vibes. So you could be, some of you could be, you know, collaborating with a designer, and you are more so like the um, sort of coordinator. You know, you get it all together, like from start to finish. You make sure that, you know, the show goes off without a hitch. You make sure you come, like you it can even be down to like you came up with the concept, or at least help to collaborate, or you contributed to uh, sharing ideas for the actual fashion show, if that makes sense. Yeah, because even behind them, like this always makes me think of like a some kind of like school or like auditorium, or some kind of venue behind here. Um, this also makes me, this kind of makes me think of New Orleans. So New Orleans could be significant for somebody or several of you. I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling like I'm getting like Louisiana vibes, New Orleans vibes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So yeah, um, interesting. Some kind of, yeah, it's some kind of way you're creative, and you could even be um the actual, like, what am I trying to say? The actual designer of the show, and you may have like collaborated. I mean, a designer usually they have to collaborate with so many people because, you know, there's hair, there's makeup, there's catering sometimes, drinks. You know, just it's so much goes into like planning an event, especially a fashion show. So yeah, definitely feel like something is going on here. Okay, so then you have sharing of yourself, and it says, I am an incredibly generous being. So this could also be like giving your mentoring. Um, I'm also getting sharing your knowledge. So you could be, if this is something, especially because everything around here speaks to and points to creativity. So you could be teaching something. You could be teaching a fashion lesson, or a lesson in fashion. Um, you could be like, yeah, you could be like a fashion. I'm seeing like, what's that university? If you ever watched that show, The Hills, they used to go to it. It's FIDM or something like that. I think it's FIDM, FIDM. I think they had like a campus in New York City as well as LA, which that's where the main character LC, or Lauren Conrad, was, you know, in, or the city that she was in. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing, like a fashion institute, and I'm seeing like an instructor up there, kind of, you know, directing, and kind of, and it could even be like one of y'all's is like creative projects could be putting like a mock um, fashion show together, even down to like designing things. I'm still getting that heavy with this. I'm seeing it in my mind like a whole thing. Like, you just, if it's not an actual fashion show, like a real one, like, you know, on well, I don't even know when New York Fashion Week is, but it could have come and gone by now. But um, actually, that's gonna bother me if I don't look it up. Let me see, because I'm really getting like fashion for some reason. Some of you could really be like in fashion, like the way you express yourself could be through fashion. Is how you show your creativity. You could be the type that will get on, you know, your socials and show your outfit of the day, you know, shoes of the day, kicks of the day, however you say it. What am I looking up? NY Fashion Week. So hard to type with one hand sometimes. Oh yeah, it just happened actually. So it was from September 11th to September the 16th. I thought it was around this time. Okay, so yeah. But anyway, you all, yeah, you're being, so what your heart is telling you around this time is to share of yourself. Like, don't be afraid to, like, put your art out there. If you're an artist, um, your fashion designs, don't be afraid to, share it. Perhaps you could share it with your instructor and they could, especially if you are someone who attends, a fashion institute of some sort, that could be like, you know, a way for you to get yourself out there. But yeah, I'm seeing whatever your lane is, you're being called to share of yourself and pour your heart out there and let others see you. Be seen basically. Don't be afraid to collaborate with someone, especially like I said, if you know a lot of the times when you create collaborate in the past, it kind of fell on a sour note or it never really got off the ground. You know, just because that happened in the past, it don't mean that it's gonna happen again, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I'm also, and then also, because it says I am an incredibly generous being. I feel like mentorship. I think I mentioned mentorship earlier. Like, don't be afraid to lend a helping hand to someone, especially if they're kind of coming up after you. You've already kind of found your success or found your way. You could be someone who's still trying to get themselves off of the ground. Excuse me. It could be a situation where you're taking someone under your wing, offering them mentorship, showing them the ropes, you know, showing them how to be, keep their work safe, showing them how to, copyright things, protect themselves within a certain industry, creative industries, because it could be a thing of not necessarily someone is stealing your work, but also someone stealing your ideas. Okay, so you could be able to like help the next person figure, navigate that. Um, you could be showing someone how to um, not get caught up in the fame, if that's what that is. I'm also saying that, especially with this shared breath, um, you know, being in the limelight. Uh, for some people, it can take a toll on them. So this could also be like kind of like slow down, don't go so fast, but also take a breather when you need to. If something is giving you, especially if you have like that creator's block or writer's block, if you're writing, sometimes just kind of taking a step back or doing something else. And I believe this came up in another reading that I did. Um, but yeah, just taking the time to like really give yourself time to think things through. Um, and this also makes me kind of think of like, not, I know I looked up New York Fashion Week, but this kind of makes me think of LA with that thing behind there, like I don't know, because they're on the beach, so, and it looks like a lighthouse, but it makes me think of West Coast since they're on the beach. And I know like on the East Coast there are, beaches, of course, but I don't know, for some reason it's kind of just by what they're dressed in, it makes me think of more so like a warmer place, a more sunny place. So like, and I'm hearing in my mind sunny California. So yeah, it makes me think of that. So with all that being said, when it all boils down to pile number one is that you all are being called from your heart. You're being told to focus on your creativity, focus on collaborating, focus on, allowing yourself to be seen, focus on your art, whatever lane that is, whether it be, fashion designing, event planning, whether it be writing, whatever your creative medium is. Don't be afraid to engage in it, but also don't be afraid to share your work with others. Give of yourself, be of service, help others, you know, mentor if you can. And take a breather sometimes if you feel as though things are becoming overwhelming, or you're, you know, see someone else who's getting overwhelmed with their station in life, or, you know, what it is that they're going through. You know, be able to put yourself out there to lend a helping hand, a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, you know, all that jazz. So that's what your heart is telling you. All right, pile number 1. So hopefully you enjoyed this reading. Hopefully it resonated in some way, you know, shape or form. If it did, you can leave a note in the comment section and let me know how it resonated if you feel comfortable sharing. If not, you can just leave a cute emoji down in the comment section just to let me know that you are following along and you are enjoying the content. Like the video, share the video, do all the things. Okay? And I will see you next time. Okay, pile number 2. Gonna get started with you, but I'm going to make a little note for myself if I can find my pen. There we go. Come on. Okay, let's see. Let's say that pile number 2, you're around this time. We're just gonna go with that, but it's probably gonna change once I get everything, excuse me, uploaded. Okay, got this one. Let me see how. Like, where's my thing to cover this up sometimes? Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright. So I'm not going to show that card. Or let me see if I can kind of. Yeah. Alright. So you have the star card. And of course, I'm not going to, you know, it's kind of backwards. Pile number 2. But yeah. So yeah, we're going to do that. And cover you up, Miss Ma'am. Got all your business out on the card. Anyway. Alright, so let me look at these cards here. Interesting. Some of you could have been drawn to pile number 2. If you were, go ahead and check that out, because I'm seeing kind of a similar pattern, but a little different. I will say that. But yeah, we're gonna get into it though. So with the star card, this is all about like balance as well, but also kind of keeping a level head. It kind of, whenever I see the star, it kind of makes me think of the Temperance card, because it also in that card is sort of like pouring water into one cup, as opposed to, you know, with the star, it's pouring water out. But you have, and it's like you have one of your leg or feet, one on land, one in the water. But to me, it also just talks about, or speaks about, balance again. Balance, you're gaining clarity on things. You know, you're very, like, the star card also makes me just think of like just being super zen as well. But yeah, but also on the flip side of that, the star makes me think of like stardom, like literally. So this could be, you know, people coming into fame. This could be people sort of being recognized, even if it's not like celebrity status. This is still like being seen, being heard of, going viral. you know, opportunities coming in, which you have opportunity beckons. So yeah, it's like whatever you're doing, you're being noticed for it. So yeah, I would say like your heart is sort of telling you, pile number two, that you should be open to opportunities coming in, because you don't want to miss it. I feel like apart from pile number one, the message for pile number two is more so to be open to opportunity, but also to understand that you are, you know, equipped, you are, you know, ready for certain opportunities. You know, you have what it takes, if that makes sense. Because I'm kind of getting the feeling of some people kind of, and this is kind of sprinkled in this, in pile number two collective. I'm getting a sense of some people kind of being like feeling like they're not up to par, feeling like they're not capable of doing whatever opportunity it is that's coming in. But that's absolutely false. So yeah, this could be, even if it's just like, you know, going viral on one video, something you're doing is going to go viral, with this star card out here. And then especially with opportunity beckons, yeah, like that literally, it's very, you know, it's very self-explanatory. Like you have opportunities coming in, knocking down your door, basically. So all I can say is prepare, get ready, because your yeah, opportunity abounds, or however you say it, is the opportunity is gonna be endless, if that makes sense. Okay, so then we have Tituba, and this is feeling safe. Yeah, like again, I feel like your heart is telling you that it's safe for you to take on, you know, any added responsibilities you may come across for taking on these opportunities that are coming in for you. Or, you know, if this is something that hasn't come in yet, it's going to come in. Yeah, so, you know, you don't have to be afraid. If you are afraid, you don't have to be afraid of that at all. So it's going to come in for you, you know. Again, also I'm seeing this circle, so I'm hearing full circle. You also have sort of like a sphere here, full circle, and the infinity symbol is up there. So yeah, oh my goodness. And then you have, she's kind of like in a bubble thing, a oval thing, another circle. So yeah, everything is coming full circle, basically. You just have to trust and feel safe within yourself, and to know that you are on the right path. You don't have to be afraid. You can trust in your abilities as well. Not just trusting in yourself, but trusting in your abilities as well. Because obviously, if you didn't have what it takes, the opportunities would not come. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be compelled or called to do the things that you're, you know, that's being presented to you. You know, if you weren't qualified, then you never would have been offered the position. You never would have been offered the opportunity. You never would have been, you know, asked to collaborate. So obviously you bring some sort of expertise, sometimes, you know, you bring some sort of flavor to the opportunity. So yeah. Then you have giving birth, and it says, I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world. What did I just say? Like, you have a freshness, you have your expertise. You are, you know, an expert on what it is that you're talking about. You know your stuff, you know your research, you've done your research, you know what you're talking about. So there's no need to feel inadequate. You have what it takes. So that's what I feel. And then also with giving birth, you're creating something that, you know, this could, whatever these opportunities are, it's going to lead to you creating something, you know. Then you have the last card here is, you know, get a new story. To me, and what I hear is that this is more so like, yeah, get another story. Like, allow yourself to enter into a new chapter. Okay, leave the old chapter behind. You're done with the old chapter. It's time to go into the new one. You know, the next steps. Also, tell yourself something different, like, or stop believing especially if you're suffering from like if you're a person that suffers from negative self-talk or self-sabotage is what I'm hearing. Get yourself a new story. Okay. Because like I said, you don't have to fear being seen. You don't have to this is the thing, especially when you're a person that creates content in any way, shape, or form. You know, you may kind of go into it kind of feeling like, okay, you know, you may have a little bit of imposter syndrome. And I'm actually on my personal YouTube channel, as well as, you know, my other socials, I'm going to make a short kind of reel about that. And also do a live on it on the TikTok app. But sometimes we can sort of fall into that imposter syndrome thing, and it's just kind of like, and I've been there before myself, you know, not trusting in, you know, my abilities, questioning if I'm smart enough, if I'm, you know, whatever enough. And it's just like, you are you are, because it's just like, if you were not, then it would never have been a thought in your mind at all. So, you know, there's nothing that anyone else can tell you about yourself than what you already know about yourself. Okay? So, hopefully, pile number 2, that made sense. I hope it resonated. If it did, leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know how it resonated. If you feel, you know, compelled, comfortable with sharing, definitely put it down in the comment section. If you don't want to put all your business out there, I totally understand. Especially if, you know, it's something kind of secretive, you know, just put a cute little emoji down in the comment section just to let me know that you are following along, you did enjoy it, the reading. And yeah, share, like, do all the things, and I will see you next time. Pile number 2. I swear, everything, like, you either gotta take a sip of water or something will be itching on your face when you're doing these readings. It's so funny. Whew. Okay. All right, pile number 3. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna say start it there. And of course, it may be a lot different from when I upload this video, so I'm not even going to I'm not even going to say it out loud, so I don't let me, just in case. Okay, pile number 3. Let me look at these cards here. Goodness, all these cards each pile is all talking about, like, collaboration and creativity. Interesting. Okay, so well, I can show it. I just have to cover her up, but if I can get it up or get it out. Yeah, so you have the 3 of Pentacles here, and of course it is backwards, but y'all know the vibes. So yeah, I'm also getting some of you may have been attracted to all three piles, because I'm getting, for pile number 3, I'm also getting, kind of similar to pile number 1, the word mentorship or teaching, instructing. And in this card, it's like a art class basically, and the instructor is teaching or kind of giving the artists pointers. And then you have in the background kind of the card, the muse or the figure that the artist is sort of drawing from and taking inspiration from. So yeah, pile number 3, I really feel like for you all, I'm getting this, it is creativity, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's creative, if that makes sense. But I'm getting more so you need to hone in on your craft, if that makes sense. So yeah, your heart is telling you to kind of focus on what it is that you're creating. So where pile number 1, they were more so collaborating and creating, more so like in the physical aspects. So what I mean by that is, actually going out there and creating something, and it's more so like having assistance, and it could be kind of going either way. Pile number 2 was more so creative, in the sense of going viral, like creating videos, stuff for social media. But for pile number 3, I feel like this is more so for you all to sort of like create for yourself, like work on your skills so that you can get to a point where you can, post it or feel comfortable posting it out, sharing it with others. Also, I always get like a lot of painters or like a lot of either painters or like fashion is what I'll see sometimes. Sometimes I'll see writing, but for the most part, it's also like people like creating art of some sort, painting or drawing, which in this 3 of Pentacles, that's what they're doing. So in this pile, it could be like some illustrators, graphic artists, some of you could like to color as well. Just as like a hobby. I love to color myself, so I totally understand. But I also get, again, I don't necessarily get pile number 3 is that this collective is the instructor. I get more so you're the artist, and again, you're sort of working on your skills. You're taking a course, you're taking a class, you're researching different methods of how to do something, how to create something. So that's what I'm seeing. And so then you have a well-deserved reward. By you honing in on your skills, stacking them, developing them, it's going to lead to a nice reward for yourself. You're going to feel so proud, kind of like how this person is standing right here on top of this block thing, tower thing. It's almost kind of like making me think you've mastered the tarot. So like the tarot, the tower card in the tarot, it's like you're on top of the tower and it has not crumbled. It has not, broken you or put you at rock bottom. You're on top. So yeah. Then you have Marie Laveau, good juju, and pretty self-explanatory. Like, and I know y'all probably getting on my, I'm probably getting on y'all nerves saying that word, but some things are just so plain. Good juju, like you have the prowess, if that makes sense, the ability to create and stack your skills and perfect your skills, if that way makes sense, perfect your craft. And so good juju just means to me that you have the Midas touch. Like you have it. There's nothing, even if you do need a little practice on drawing a certain, because I know there's different methods for drawing things, for painting things. So you know, you may be trying to perfect one specific type of method of drawing, or mode or medium, however you say it. You could be trying to perfect that technique. That's what I was looking for, the word I was looking for. You may be trying to perfect that specific technique, and you have the good juju there, so you're going to perfect it. You're going to put it out there, and people are going to love it. Okay. And then you have igniting courage, and it says, I am strong, valiant, and courageous. So for me, this is kind of just piggybacking off of Marie Laveau's good juju, is, find encouraging yourself to tell yourself, especially if you all also kind of deal with imposter syndrome, kind of like what came out in pile number 2, is dealing with that negative self-talk, thinking that you're not you're not capable, or you're unable to get something, because I mentioned again, like, trying to perfect a certain technique or way of doing something, and it's just kind of like you do have, like, have the courage to really buckle down and focus and work on it. Have the courage to put yourself out there when you have perfected it. Be strong in your conviction and belief that what you've created, or what you're doing is powerful, is it matters, basically. So that's what I get from the igniting courage. And then you have call on your joy guides, I'm sorry. And yeah, it all the little the 3 figures on here, it just makes me think of, like, collaborating. Because you have 3 figures on this other card here too. So yeah, your heart is just telling you, overall, pile number 3, your heart is telling you, hone in on your skills, perfect them. You're going to get a decent award or a decent outcome with it. You have good juju on your side. You have the magical touch. Trust it and believe it. Have courage. Don't be afraid to, put yourself out there when the time comes. Once you feel comfortable enough that you've, worked on your skill, you've honed in on it, you've perfected it. It could even be like shown friends, you've shown family to kind of get their feedback and constructive criticism. And don't even be afraid of constructive criticism, because, you can kind of tell who is being constructive and who is being just an asshole. Okay? So, have courage to put yourself out there to show it. Especially if this is not necessarily drawing or painting or anything like that. It could be like sharing your written work with friends, with family who are interested in learning, or seeing what it is you wrote, to read it and allow them to give you feedback and just kind of hear what they have to say, because a lot of times you need a second pair of eyes or third pair of eyes to kind of see if you may have missed something, have misspelled words, a certain scene in the story doesn't make sense, all those things. So yeah. And then calling it on your joy guides, I just really feel like this is more so just kind of aligning with courage. Call on your guides to kind of help you, whether they be joy guides or what, your ancestors, any type of deities, whatever you believe in, calling on them to kind of help you, put you in a mind state of joy. Because to me, when I see this card in particular, to me, this is a person who's very proud, who's very joyful, who's very excited about what they've done, what they've created. And so, yeah, if you're feeling a little, calling your guys to kind of help see you through. Because it could be, because I'm seeing someone who's hard at work, trying to perfect a certain technique, trying to get a certain scene correct or right in a book that they're writing, and it's just kind of like they could be kind of getting frustrated because it's kind of taking them a while, or maybe not even a while, but just, it's taking them a little bit to really get it. And so calling your joy, guys, or, take a break from it, step away and maybe watch something funny, to kind of get your joy back, your happy-go-luckiness back. And go from there. I don't know. I just got real giddy for a second there, because I feel like this pile number 3, you call could be kind of being a little bit hard on yourself, and you may just need to lighten up a little bit. And that's not to say that you don't take things seriously, especially when it comes to your artwork or whatever creative work that you're working on. But it's more so like giving yourself a chance to laugh at any little mistakes that you may make and be like, oh goodness, how did I do that? And then it's like, okay, let me work on that, and not falling prey to imposter syndrome, not falling prey to negative self-talk. Just giving yourself grace, giving yourself a chance to really perfect things, and go from there. Okay, and finding joy in the moments where you may be facing some adversity, where you may be facing some negative self-talk, where you could just be feeling not your best, and it's just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do something to bring joy to myself, because this is not okay, and I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm not gonna fall for what my ego tells me, all the things that could possibly go wrong, all the things that I'm doing wrong. I'm not gonna feed into that. I'm gonna call in my joy, and I'm gonna be happy on purpose. All right, so that's what your heart is telling you, pile number 3. So if this resonated, leave me a comment down in the comment section, or let me know how, if you feel comfortable sharing. If not, you can leave a cute emoji down in the comment section just to let me know that you were following along and you enjoyed the content. Okay. And content reading, I use it interchangeably because I am creating content here. So yeah, and do all the things, like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much, pile number 3, and thank you for everyone, especially those who follow to the end, who listen through to the end. Thank you so much. And that was a Pick a Pal reading, and I will be back with another reading. I do not know. Actually, yeah, I may continue doing what I'm doing here. I may go ahead and do the channel message. I don't know. I'm still deciding. But either way, this is about to get uploaded because this is a very quick read. But I just wanted to tap in and just see, excuse me, what our heart was telling us to do. What's kind of like in our subconscious mind that needs to kind of come up to the forefront. But for the most part, it seems like the collective at large needs to focus on their creativity for the most part. So that being said, I'm going to end it for real here and stop yapping. Bye, y'all.